God for Men's Day. Yes. The men had chosen the topic through our president, Deacon Stevens. And last year, as you know, we was talking about faith under fire. And as we talked about faith under fire, the God gave to Deacon Stevens something that we all know that we would have to go through. And when I talk about what we know what we have to all go through, we all have to go through tests and trials. God gave to him this scripture. Think it not strange. Well, it's taken from 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials which is to try you, as though some strange things were to happen to you. But rejoice as in much as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad and also with exceeding joy. Jesus endured the cross for you and I.
Yes, he did.
We also must endure our cross, knowing that God will get the glory.
That's right.
Where there was no death, there can be no resurrection.
Yes.
Where there was no cross, there can be no empty tomb. Before every triumph, there is a triumph. Before every testimony, there is a test.
Yes.
Our topic was thinking not strange. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper, and I know I don't have a lot of time to go into it. But I also thought about joy in the midst of the test.
All right.
Joy.
God will get the joy, all the glory in the midst of our test, just as long as we have joy when we go through the test. Another topic I thought about, you ain't going to worry me. Remember all that, coming growing up, we hear Mother Damaron and Deacon JB talk about, once you go through, you ain't going to worry me.
Yes, sir.
And we know they were joking about it. But I want to take it to a realistic point of view.
All right.
Where when you go through the test, you ain't going to let it worry you. The objective is for us to understand that it is not unlikely or unusual or strange that we go through situations, that we go through tests, and that we go through some trials. And some of those trials may also be fiery. We should understand that God is testing us only to make us stronger. Only God can leverage the trials or the tests for a good purpose. Understanding that making us stronger is not some kind of sad, sentimental story. When we go through our tests, it's not some sad, sentimental story. It's that the joyful journey away from despair and toward joy. When the test comes, when your health is tested, when your finances is tested, when your mind is tested, what is your response? What are you going to respond to when you go through that test? James 1, 2, and 3 says, my brother, count it all joy when you fall into direst temptation, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Understanding that we must go through tests and trials, but we get joy when I think about what God has done for me. I know that the joy of the Lord is my strength. I will have joy unspeakable, full of glory. The test work is patience. That means that patience has no capacity the capacity to accept, to tolerate, or delay, or to trouble without getting us angry or upset.
That's it.
We got to have patience without getting angry, upset, without worrying. I ain't going to let it worry me. When it goes through those tests and those trials, when we face with it, I can't let it worry me. Through every test, it makes us stronger and stronger. You got to understand that people are fearful of the word of test. A lot of times they're fearful of the word of test because they don't have the knowledge. Or they don't understand the material. Or they don't know what's going on. So when I go through a class or something, if I don't understand that material, the knowledge of that what's going on, I'm afraid of taking that test. I don't want to go through the test because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have that knowledge.
Study.
But I thank God as being a Christian, knowing that God is on my side. I know what I'm going to go through. So when the test comes, I know that God is there for me. I know that God is able to do what he said he's going to do. I know that God says that we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. I know that God says that he won't put on us no more than what we can bear. We got to understand that we got to know that without worry, we can also go to God through prayer and supplication. Letting our requests be known unto him. All we got to do is tell God about it. God's also said, if you suffer with me, you'll reign with me. We can be like Paul and Silas when they was locked in jail. They were all locked up, but they didn't worry about being locked up in jail. What did they start doing? They started having a joyful noise unto God. They started praying and praising God for what they're going through. They didn't worry about it. They just gave God all the glory. But then at midnight, what happened? All the things came to pass. So when we're going through our tests, don't worry about it. Don't let it worry you. Just begin to have joy and confidence in God, knowing that God is always there, because your midnight is coming. Your breakthrough is coming. Just have joy in the midst of it.